Hi everyone, it's Caitlin or Miss Q, and I'm so glad you're back to do some more imagining with me. Today, I want to give you another tool to help strengthen your imaginative muscles. And this is so important because in order for us to move through challenging things, we have to be able to think about them differently. And so the game I want to share with you today is called This Is Not a Pencil. You can call it whatever you want, but I use it specifically if I'm going to start with using an object like a pencil. So you could call it This Is Not a Fork or a Spoon, but we'll get more into that later. So for today, the game is called This Is Not a Pencil, which means what we are trying to do is think of as many different things that this little object here could be other than a pencil. So this game can be played one of two ways. Well, there's probably many more than two ways to play, but I'm going to give you two different options. The first way is to play with someone else. So maybe there's someone else at your house, someone in your family that might be willing to play this game with you. Otherwise, if you don't have anybody else to play with in your house, you might even be able to arrange to meet with someone on video and play with someone else from another house. If you want to, you can also play it alone. What you would do is just really begin to either brainstorm, come up with as many different things as you can. You can always write them down as well. So when you're playing This Is Not a Pencil, what you want to do is you want to think of what else it could be. And if you're taking turns with another person, you would say, this is not a pencil, this is a unicorn horn. And then it would be the next person's turn and they would say, this is not a unicorn horn. This is a baseball bat. And then it would be your turn or whoever's turn is next, and they would say, this is not a baseball bat. This is a tiny staff for a wizard. And then the next person would say, this is not a tiny staff for a wizard. Instead, it is an arrow for a bow and arrow. I hope you get the idea. So you can play this with a pencil. Some other ideas I have for what you could play this with are a fork or maybe a spoon or some combination of the two. You could play this with a rock of a different shape or size. You could find a rock. I like this one, it has some sparkles. You could play this with a book, and you could use the book to be different things and how you might, this is not a book, this is a hat. You could do this with some scissors. Let me get them just right. These are not scissors, they are a mask. So you could do this with anything that you can find around your house, but this is really important, and it's another way for us to be thinking about what else something could be. The reason why it's so important for us to be able to come up with more than one thing that this pencil or whatever you're playing this game with could be is because it's really exercising a part of our minds, a part of our ability to think about things differently, to imagine the world differently, to imagine our lives differently, and to imagine solutions to some of the problems that we might face in our lives. So the more that you can practice coming up with as many different things that a pencil can be, or as many different things that a book can be, the more that you will have the skills necessary to really find solutions to challenges and problems that may arise. I want to remind you to continue to dare to be dorky, continue exercising your imaginative muscles, and having a really great time checking in with your body, noticing what's going on with your body, and then letting it go if you need to. Until next time.